All right, welcome bricks and mortar retailers to this week's live. Trying something a little bit different today, and I use the invitation or create an event function to see how that works within the group. Hopefully that works in terms of streaming it live. I think I've done everything correct on my end. If not, oh well, we'll find out. And yeah, I might do it differently next time. So today, what I'm going to walk you through is on how to scale your bricks and mortar business from 6 to 7 figures. So this is a really important part of your bricks and mortar retail store. Well, I think it's important, even though if you don't want to scale your business, which a lot of us may not want to, but the systems and the procedures and all the things that I'm going to talk about today in helping you to get to scale your business is relevant for most bricks and mortar businesses, 6-figure ones anyway, because by doing all the things that I'm going to walk you through here, it's going to allow you to have a far more cash flow rich business. It's going to allow you to have a far more efficient business. And hopefully it's going to allow you to create more time and freedom so that you can start to do the things that you love. Okay, so I'm just going to load up the worksheet. As always, there is a copy of this worksheet. Should you want a copy, just pop the word worksheet below and I'll get it out to you. Now, I've just got 2 more minutes, so I might just wait and see just to make sure there's nobody else coming. Yeah, I might just roll right into it. The latecomers can see it. Yeah, we can just roll from there. So let's go. This is the retail scale method, okay, for bricks and mortar businesses, 6-figure bricks and mortar businesses. So the main problem that we experience as bricks and mortar retailers when we are trying to move our business onto the next direction or scale it to 7 figures is basically we find ourselves having limited resources. And so, scaling a business not only requires a little bit of financial resources, funds for expansion, etc., but we need to understand the components that are involved with marketing, handling excess inventory, hiring additional staff, and that kind of thing. And speaking of staff, many of us encounter the problem of how to hire good staff, training good staff, and making sure that we are using our team members to drive the business to the next level. And I don't know about you, I'm sure not you, but me, when I was running my bricks and mortar pharmacies, this was one of the biggest challenges I had. And that was ensuring that I had the team in place and was able to develop the team to sort of take the business to the next level. And that's one of the major problems that we have as bricks and mortar retailers. The other part that we have is, we are trying to come to grips with operational complexities. So when we start to scale a bricks and mortar business, we are going to have, like I mentioned, managing different types of inventory. We're going to have to figure out how to work on our cash flow. We're going to have to figure out new marketing systems. And it can be rather overwhelming and leads to a lot of frustration if not properly addressed. And another part of the frustration is trying to deal with all these online competitors and, of course, the big box competitors that we are dealing with. So there are some of the major problems that I think, well, they're the problems that basically I experienced when I was trying to grow my bricks and mortar retail businesses. And these are the same things that my clients experience as well when we're trying to take the business from 6 to 7 figures. And, there are some major reasons on why this is. And so what I want to run through is just basically what are the causes? Why are we feeling like this when we try to grow our business and take it to the next level? And you might be able to relate with some of these. And I think the first thing there is the lack of planning, strategic planning, if you will. And I don't know about you guys, but I had no idea how to plan for in my business. Like I didn't even know the word strategic planning for my bricks and mortar store. And this is a common thing. Like, what is this all about? How do we even go about planning? How do you go about doing it? What's included in a strategic plan? It just gets really, really complicated if you don't have someone guiding you. So the other reasons why that we're, not able to scale our business is we perhaps have financial constraints And this can be from a whole heap of causes, but the main one that I see is we have no idea what our cash flow is. And therefore, if we're unsure about our cash flow, then we're going to make some really bad decisions with respect to how we're going to fund the growth of our business. Some of us may accidentally take out a loan and be given a loan without sort of understanding the implications of loan repayments on our store and how to go about working out those loan repayments and the impact it has, and how do you go about modeling that. A lot of retailers don't know how to do that. I certainly didn't. And it's certainly and it definitely is a factor that you need to take into consideration when you start to grow your bricks and mortar store and take it to the next level. Okay. Also, many of us do inadequate market research, so we still don't understand who our target client is and our target market. Another big thing as well, like many of us don't really know our target market. We're trying to be all things to all people. So not a good strategy. And that's one of the common causes of being unable to scale from 6 to 7 figures in our bricks and mortar store effectively and properly, right? So yeah, it just gets really, really interesting. The last two are sort of operational inefficiencies, which I've spoken about. Many of us who are trying to scale, we really have not worked out systems and procedures in our business. And you will not believe how many people can sort of start to grow their business and take it to the next level. You can be disorganized and you can be inefficient. I'm sure you've seen this, and you've seen bricks and mortar retailers and other business people sort of take their business to the next level. And really, you're just setting yourself up for failure when you do that. You certainly can do it without being organized and having operational efficiency. So you're scaling with operational inefficiencies, but that is almost certainly a recipe for disaster, right? So yeah, there are some of the causes on why we end up in experiencing the problems and frustrations that we do when we're trying to scale our bricks and mortar store to 7 figures. So if we get this right, we are going to have a business that is going to be firing on all cylinders. It's going to be operating like clockwork. So if we get this right, all what I'm going through today in this whole scaling process from 6 to 7 figures, we're going to be able to scale our business efficiently. I wouldn't say it's going to be effortlessly, but it's going to feel almost effortlessly as well. And that's going to lead to increased cash flow if you scale it right, increased profitability if you scale it right. You're going to be able to create more time and freedom for yourself if you do it right. Many of us have scaled businesses only to find ourselves to be working even more in the business, and we've just created a bigger headache for ourselves. And so this is the real key here. We want to make sure that we scale it properly and we do it efficiently. Otherwise, it's just going to be a very, very big headache. And ultimately, why we're doing this for, hopefully, why you're trying to scale this business is to, apart from creating more time and freedom for yourself, is to create the funds, the money, so that you can start to use it to live the lifestyle that you want, invest the way you want, and so hopefully work less hours as well. So there are 3 major things that you need to do in your business to allow you to scale from 6 to 7 figures. And I'm going to briefly run through them with you, or run you through them, or you know what I mean. I'm gonna talk you through them on basically what you need to do. So these are the steps that you need to take. Okay. So the first thing is we want to scale. We want to aim for a 20% increase, right, in our business. So this is what we're talking about, all about scaling. And the first problem that, or the first thing that we need to do is really understand the visibility. Right, we need to understand what's going on under the hood in our business. The next thing is we need to have a system in place for generating cash. And I'll go through those systems with you in a moment. I'll go through all of these things at the moment. And the third thing is we need to set up our business so it is so the business is producing profits. So I've spoken about this before. Many of us and many businesses, not just retailers, focus on revenue, which is great. However, the real crux of the business really boils down to your cash flow and your profitability. So you want to make sure that in all the initiatives that you're doing, undertaking to grow your business, that you remain profitable and that your profitability is increasing. So profitability is really important because that not only that is how you pay yourself, but the biggest thing, which I think, is that it increases the value of your business. And I know what you're saying. You're not going to sell your business, or you may not want to sell your business, but the whole path leading to greater profits involves a little bit of work, implementation, setting up of systems and procedures. And that's what's going to take you from 6 to 7 figures in your business. So I'm going to talk to you about profitability and how to do that. So like I mentioned, if you want to copy this worksheet, just pop the word worksheet below. I will get it out to you, okay? So this is the 3 areas of our business that we need to work on. We need to work on understanding visibility of the numbers in our business, so what's under the hood. We need to work on optimizing our business for cash and optimizing our business for profit. So under visibility, there's going to be the first thing that we need to do to go from 6 to 7 figures is to ensure that we start to track our cash flow. It is so important. Without tracking your cash flow, you really are driving your business in the dark. You have no idea of the flow of cash coming in and out of your business. And that's so important to allow you to make decisions. It's going to allow you to tell the future. It's going to allow you to understand the impacts in your business of this whole growth, because a big mistake that bricks and mortar retailers make, and I made it certainly when you start to grow, magically your business sucks up all this cash, and if you don't know where it's going, then you're going to end up in a whole heap of hurt, and you're probably going to end up broke. So you need to start to track your cash flow. Really, really important. The next thing that you need to do is you need to undertake a profit analysis in your business, even some sort of analysis to have an idea of what your most profitable products are, and analyzing other aspects of your business. Again, a lot of bricks and mortar retailers don't do this. We don't utilize the power of our point of sale systems well enough to do this. But so getting an understanding, a further understanding, under hood analysis of what's happening in your business is so important. And so the last part when it comes to visibility is to ensure that we have some key performance indicators or some KPIs. So there's a couple of big mistakes that we make here as bricks and mortar retailers. We either have no KPIs, which, okay, cool, you've got no KPIs, but if you want to take your business to 7 figures, you're going to need to start to have some key performance indicators. And you're going to need these because key performance indicators are what are going to allow you to grow your business while you're sitting on the beach. It's going to be the thing that allows your team to grow the business, because by understanding the key metrics in their business, you're going to know the levers to pull. Really important. The other mistake that a lot of bricks and mortar retailers make, if they do have KPIs, they've got too many KPIs, maybe 15, 20, too many. I get all my clients, maximum of 6 KPIs you need in your business. That's all really you need to scale your business from 6 to 7 figures. It's so important. So don't go overboard with that. So KPIs are so important. So now let's go to the whole cash component, right? We need to start to flush our bank account with cash. And we want to make sure that we have systems in place that does flush our bank account with cash. It's so important. And so I want to run through some ways that you can do that. The first thing is getting rid of the crap. All of us have it. All of us retailers have a lot of shit in our business. This is just dead inventory, dead stock, excuse me, that we could be turning into cash, and often very neglected. And it's not something that we want to do, because once we start to scale up, we're going to have a lot more stock coming into our store. We need to ensure that we have systems in place to deal with excess stock. And definitely we need to have ways right now in our business to get rid of excess stock. We need to get rid of all the crap within our store and turn it into cash. So we need to set up metrics on that. How are we going to go about doing it? When do we start to get rid of stock? How do we go about doing it? What systems and procedures do we have in place? So the crap component is really important to making sure that your bank account is constantly liquid and hasn't got too much stuff holding it up. The other thing is the average dollar sale. Still, I am so surprised how many of us don't know what our average dollar sale is. If you don't, if there's one thing that you get out of this is to understand what your average dollar sale is, because once you know what your average dollar sale is, it is one key KPI that you can drive forward exactly like McDonald's do. Would you like fries with that? It's one KPI that you can drive forward, increase without spending a ridiculous amount of money on marketing. And not only does it increase revenue, it's a great way to add to your bottom line, i.e., profit. But that's going to flush your bank account with cash. So you need to understand what your average dollar sale is, and you want to have a methodology and a system in place so that you are driving your average dollar sale up. So apart from the fact that many retailers don't know what their average dollar sale is, many retailers don't even have a strategy to, if they do know it, they're not really working on strategies to drive it up. And then if they do have a few strategies, they're constantly jumping around from strategy to strategy. There's no cohesion within the team. There's no cohesion within the four walls of the store on what are we doing this week, this month, this 90 days even, on how to drive our average dollar sale up. So, you know this, once you have momentum, once you have 1,000 horses sort of pulling the same cart, you're gonna have much greater results. And if everybody's running off in different directions, so sure, you're going to get some increases in your average dollar sale, but you're not going to get the same exponential results that you're capable of getting, right? And so, needless to say, average dollar sale will flush your bank account with cash, knowing it and driving it forward. The last thing is part of the whole cash thing is understanding your expenses. Okay, easy, Alvin. All right, how does that help me when I go from 6 to 7 figures? Well, expenses, you need to have a system in place that's constantly looking, reviewing, negotiating, reducing your expenses. If you're not doing that, you're just leaving money on the table. And you know this. How many times have you sort of ad hoc noticed an increase in perhaps one of your utility suppliers? You've called the supplier and you've managed to negotiate a rate, and you've dropped 0.5% or 1% in your overall expenditure on that particular expense slash supplier. But imagine if you had a process to do this in place every month and you're working through this regularly. This is a key takeaway here that a lot of us are missing out on. Basically, is we don't have a system in place to regularly review our expenses. So that is so important, and it's a great way to drive cash flow in your business. So now let's slowly land this puppy, and let's go on the profit side. We need to make sure that we not only understand our margins, that we are now ready to raise our margins. So many of us are underselling our products and services. And this is due to a lot of things. Obviously, not understanding who our target market is, trying to compete with the big box retailers, having the wrong product suite, or maybe no way of knowing what the margins are, which is a super common problem. But the first way to drive profitability is to start to increase your prices. Obviously, we're not going to increase our prices across the board. We're going to do it in an intelligent manner with respect to the marketplace, with respect to our customers that we're serving. So really, really important that we start to increase our margins. It's a great way of driving profitability in our bricks and mortar stores. So the next thing we need to do is start to manage our money. And this is like a personal finance concept where you have buckets. Once you keep your money in buckets, you're basically allocating a budget, if you will, on how much you're going to be spending on purchasing, how much you're going to be spending in your store to grow your business, having systems in place to regularly take out the money that is owed to you, the business owner, in advance. So, that whole concept of paying yourself first. The whole idea of this is once you start to allocate money to different parts of your business, you will then be forced to run your business on less operating funds, and you end up being more efficient. And that way you end up driving profitability as well. So make sure that you have a system for that in place. And last but not least is the team. So when we're looking to take our business from 6 to 7 figures, hopefully you can appreciate that you're not going to be able to do it on your own, and you will need a team behind you. And you want to make sure that your team is firing on all cylinders. You want to make sure that your team are driving profitability. And there are so many ways to do that. Obviously, You want to make sure that you start doing team trainings. You want to make sure that they know how to sell, they know what to sell. There's the whole team engagement component that's so important, especially now in this online e-commerce world that we're living in. So many of us as shoppers still want that one-on-one experience with a real person. And we have a tremendous opportunity to ensure that our team is skilled enough not only to be able to serve our clients properly, to be able to solve their problems properly, efficiently, and to give them the full solution. We owe it to our clients and customers that walk into our store that we can do that. And that's a great way of driving profitability. Once we start to serve and cater for the full solution of our customers, it really takes our business to the next level. So that's basically what you need to do. You need to work on these three areas of the business: understand the visibility, start to flush your bank account with cash, and have systems in place for profit. So all of these things will help you go from 6 to 7 figures, which will obviously increase your sales. Your cash flow is going to be so much better, and it's going to be greater, but you're not going to get tied up in mismanaging your cash flow and running out of cash. Obviously, you're going to have more profits. And what you're doing is then you're building the foundations. Once you get from 6 to 7 figures, then you're building the foundations to then either get more locations or continue the ramp up. And when you start to ramp it up even more, your business will be able to, you've got basically the foundations in place to continue to grow your business. Cool. Well, I hope you found that useful on how to grow from 6 to 7 figures in the next 12 to 24 months. Like I said, if you want a copy of the worksheet, just pop the word worksheet below and I will get it out to you. If you want to work together, send me a message. Let me know you saw this and we can get together and have a quick chat and see how you go. And yeah, until next time, much love, and we shall see you later. Bye.